Hey, welcome back to ISHI Central. I'm one of your hosts, Jordan Villanueva, and I am here with Teresa from SoftGenetics.
Hello.
Teresa, can you introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about what SoftGenetics is?
Sure. My name is Teresa Snyder-Leiby, and I've been with SoftGenetics for about 15 years. SoftGenetics maintains, produces, and supports software for DNA analysis, specifically forensic DNA analysis, any chemistry, any platform.
Any chemistry, any platform. I really like how you say that. So when we talk about, for our viewers at home, what kind of data are you feeding into these programs?
Sure. The most common data is the FSA or .HID file from capillary electrophoresis. Comes from a capillary instrument after amplification with one of the large multiplexes. So the analyst takes the raw data, imports it into GeneMarker HID, which is an expert system, applies all of the rules, flags any peaks that are questionable, and it is an expert system for CODIS. It's also used in casework and for paternity and relationship testing and missing persons searches. So it's a very comprehensive human identity software for the STR data from CEs.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So I'm gonna tee up a great question here for you. What do you believe is the biggest benefit to using your software systems that a forensic scientist wouldn't be getting otherwise?
Okay. I think the biggest one is that it is very robust and user-friendly and has our support behind it. The time studies have been done showing that it reduces the analyst interventions significantly, 40, 60, sometimes even 70% of the time, freeing that analyst up to do things that only the analyst can do, that software can't.
Yeah, we definitely know that, those time pressures are very real in forensics labs, so freeing up that analyst time is definitely going to be a huge benefit.
Yeah.
What is your specific role at SoftGenetics?
Okay, so my role has changed over the years. I'd started as a technical forensic expert and then moved more into product management. And so I communicate between the laboratories and the developers, the programmers, to make sure that we are responding to the needs of the labs. And so over the years, we started with GeneMarker HID. Then we introduced GeneMarker HTS for high throughput sequencing, so to deal with MPS data. And then we introduced MASTER, which is mixture analysis, probabilistic. And most recently, we licensed Knockit from Rutgers University, which is a very robust and validated software to give the analyst probability of the number of contributors in a mixture, which is a really essential piece of the puzzle when they're analyzing that mixture DNA.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. I love how you describe, the full portfolio that you're offering right now. Without revealing any secrets or anything, what do you think is kind of the future of, of the direction of SoftGenetics? Where do you expect to be expanding or growing in the future for the forensics industry?
Okay, so I expect us to grow in the same direction that the laboratories grow as MPS data becomes more established in the laboratories to make sure that we have the tools for that. We've worked very closely with Promego on that, making sure that the chemistry and the panels and everything is locked down and accurate and robust. So my anticipation is that MPS will be the wave there in the future, and those data can also go into probabilistic mixture analysis. So that's where I think it's heading.
Yeah, and I can definitely say, walking around the exhibit hall here and looking through the program of this year's speakers, MPS certainly is a much bigger topic than we've seen in years past, so it makes a lot of sense that would also be the direction that your software is heading.
Right, and it's been validated for the MITO casework at the FBI lab. There's an article available that describes that that validation in detail.
Awesome. You know, I want to change gears a little bit here and ask you what brought you to the forensics industry? Why do you like working with with this science and with these technologies?
Okay, this is an odd career change. I started in the forensic area about 15, 16 years ago, and it was new to me then. I was a molecular biologist, so developing primers and finding genes, things like that. But I took on the job at SoftGenetics and became thoroughly fascinated by the whole topic, especially the use of DNA when they're exonerating somebody who potentially, they were incarcerated years before this type of analysis was available, and to make such a huge difference in all the areas of law enforcement and justice.
That's one of my favorite ideas that gets talked about in the forensics industry, is the idea of not just making sure that that the right person is brought to justice, but making sure that we don't find the wrong person.
Right, right.
That's such a valuable piece of the DNA work that's
Right.
going on.
And the DNA and the science, it's science. It's not biased, and so it gives us information that we otherwise would not have.
Yeah, absolutely. So, is this your first ISHI?
No.
I had a feeling you were going to say that. How many ISHI symposiums have you been to?
The first one I was at was in 2008.
2008. So,
Yeah.
have you been to everyone since then?
Yes.
Happy 15th anniversary.
Thank you, and I love them. So, yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
What brings you back to ISHI? Why this conference?
Yeah, I was just talking with someone earlier about this, and is that our focus is DNA analysis software, and the focus of ISHI is forensic DNA. So it's a perfect fit. And when I first came, I was new to the field, and very rapidly made contacts with people and learned from them through contacting them at ISHI, and then over the years, just building on that. So it's been a wonderful platform for sharing information and learning.
I'm so glad to hear that. Is there anything in particular that you're really excited for this year? Or is it just the conversations?
Just, yeah, it's pretty much great every year.
I mean, it's hanging out and being interviewed on a couch, right?
Well, yeah, I think I mentioned it. I didn't know this was happening until like 10 minutes ago.
Well, we're very glad to have you. Let's see. I saw my signal there that we're almost out of time.
Mm-hmm.
I guess for closing, for anyone who's watching, right now or in the next few days, what should people come to talk to you about in the booth?
Come to talk to me about any DNA analysis questions that you have.
Any.
Yep. Because if I can't field them, there will be someone either at the booth or back at SoftGenetics in Pennsylvania who will be able to help. We're looking for suggestions of what will be helpful to the labs going forward, and what challenges they have, so that we can continue to grow to meet their needs.
Great. Well, Teresa from SoftGenetics, thank you so much for being here with me. Thanks to everyone who's watching, and we'll be back soon.